When?
However, we first need to briefly consider the period during which the major Hollywood studios had, more or less, complete control of the industry. This is the classic period of studio production, usually dated between 1930 and 1949. To take up again the story that we began to tell in our section on the origins of the industry, in 1908 the MPPC, or the Trust as it was more commonly known, was still largely in control of the industry, imposing charges through their booking. That was right. Block booking, business practice whereby major studios require cinema owners to buy up to a year of their stock films. Blind bidding, business practice whereby cinema owners could not see the product before they bought it. Run zone clearance system, business practice whereby distribution of films was controlled by zone, with certain cinemas having the right to run the film first. Oligopoly, the control of a market for a particular product by a small group of companies in which no one company is dominant. They may well, however, work together as a group to keep other companies out of the market. It is in this context that we can see the very important function of a genre and stars. Disgruntled by the obvious unfair arrangements with studios, the independent exhibitors could be reassured that although they had not seen the films in advance, there would be gangster films, or westerns, or historical romances that audience loved, and would star popular actors such as James Cagney, Errol Flynn, or Bette Davis. Star and genre here played a key economic role. Vertical integration, when a company owns all stages of the production, distribution, and sale, or in the case of cinema, exhibition production. I can't even say that. What's that? The moguls. The bigwigs understood that the key to making films that audience would want to watch was a good story based around characters with clear goals and desires. The protagonist, or main character's goals would usually be opposed to that of the villains, and so conflict and drama would be created. Although characters' pursuit of their goals would enable the audience to identify with them, the characters did not need to be psychologically complex. More important was that the narrative would keep the audience interested. For this reason, they insisted that all the scenes of a film should move the story on. If you watch films from this era, you will see that in every scene, something happens and the plot develops. Right, let's do it. The studios were very carefully organised in production. As the only home entertainment was radio, the cinema had become hugely popular, and the studios needed to produce a large volume of films regularly to satisfy the demand for new film entertainment every week. The studios managed to produce around 50 films a year, an astonishing one a week. Presumably they had a week off for Christmas and a summer holiday. Ha! Humour. In part, they were able to do this because of the bright Mediterranean-type climate that Southern California enjoys, and also because of the wide variety of scenery that was easily accessible from Hollywood, the Pacific Ocean, the Rocky Mountains, and local farmland. However, the crucial reason for this amazing creativity and productivity was the organisation of the studios themselves. Everyone, from the studio chief and the stars to the cleaners, were on long-term contracts and knew exactly what was expected of them. Everyone's job was clearly defined and specialised, and there was a clearly defined hierarchy, so everyone knew who the boss was. Bosses, like the boss at Universal, whose name I can't pronounce, or Irving Thalberg and Louis B. Mayer at MGM, planned a programme of films a year in advance. The head producer would allocate shooting schedules and assign art directors to design and construct sets. Directors could not be overly concerned with any one film. They might be working on several films at the same time and rarely edited their films. Some of the great directors of the era retained artistic control by filming only what was needed to tell the story. When the great Western director, John Ford, handed over his footage to his editor, he told him that all he has to do is put the sequences in the right order and the film would be there.